Hi, my name is Camila Garcia, and this is my creative critical reflection for my magazine project called The Wanderer. I designed the travel magazine inspired by my own experiences and dreams of traveling across Europe, and I have traveled to Spain, so I used a lot of my experience from that. In this presentation, I'll be reflecting on my work and what I learned throughout the process of making this magazine. Okay, so here's the cover of my magazine, and when creating The Wanderer, I followed many traditional travel magazine conventions, like using a really eye-catching cover, in this case, a picture outside of a plane, um, uh, and a poetic tagline and inspirational quotes to immediately draw in the reader. I use quotes in the bottom of just travel and stuff that I found on the internet, and I try to use a really catchy font for the Wanderer that connects together. And I also put Europe edition because uh, in my mind it would be a different edition for a different I'm sorry, like continent. However, I also challenge typical conventions by writing it a more like personal and poetic, especially in the introduction to Spain. Instead of only focusing on luxury travel, later on I'm going to show my pages of Spain, and I mainly talked about Spain itself, um, because that's where I went, and I wanted to represent like a youthful traveler's experience, someone who's like more passionate about culture, food, and authentic adventures, not just sightseeing. I'm sorry, because like the way I designed the magazine, I wanted it so as you go on, you encounter different countries inside of that continent. So in this case, I only did enough pages to just cover Spain, but obviously it would be more pages for the rest of the continents. As you can see here, this is the first spread. The picture to the left would be the transition page, like when you open the magazine, that would be right there. And then you look to your right, and it would be the table of contents. And my magazine was created with a young adult reader in mind, like especially students or first time travelers who dream of seeing the world, basically. Um, I used emotional language, vivid photography that we're going to see in the rest of the pages later. Um, excuse me. And like casual but inspiring tone to make the content relatable and actually make the reader want to go to the place. And if I were to distribute the Wonder as a real media project, I would make it both print and digital. So I could promote it through social media platforms like Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, slideshows, which is mainly where my target audience is, which is young adults. But I would obviously also make it paper, like a regular magazine, because it never hurt to get more audience. Here would be the first page when you turn the table of contents. And throughout the project, I developed many skills in layout design, photography, and visual storytelling. Even though I did have these pictures already, they were taken like with a purpose. Like, obviously, I wanted these pictures to look good. So, already having these pictures looking good as it is really helped me. And I learned how to balance text and images to keep the magazine pages visually engaging and as well as professional. And I also improved my creative writing skills by making articles that feel more poetic and authentic rather than just informative, and to really like engage the reader. Technology really played a huge role in this project. As you can see, this is the next page right after Spain, this introduction of Spain. So, in my mind, the way I designed this magazine, I wanted it to first have a page to introduce the country, and then introduce the capital, the city of the country, of the country. So it would be Spain and Madrid, and then it would be the next country and the capital, next country and the capital, like that. Um, which would obviously show a lot more information. And I use Canva for designing the layouts a lot, Lightroom to edit my photos, and Adobe InDesign, which I used to polish the magazine more professionally, like for kerning and for the to get like an actual the correct spacing for what would be the gutter. I used Adobe InDesign, and then for my images, I used Lightroom to actually get a good editing for my pictures because a lot of them were dark. Again, I had a very different camera when taking these pictures, which was not great, even though I tried to make them great, but I did need a little help. So, yeah. And Canva was used for all my layouts. I got all my creative little details from there. And then integrating different technologies helped me create a final product that felt like professional as well as like well rounded. So not too corporate, but not too overstimulating and crazy. And for my photography, as I mentioned, I used a very small camera. And also, some of these pictures were taken with my phone as well. Like the plane picture was taken with my phone, but the table of contents boat picture and this picture that you see right here with the castle was taken with a camera. And I used online resources like travel blogs to inform me more about the city. So I wasn't just talking about my experience, and I was getting a full in depth detail. Okay, so I did not put the back page of my magazine, but it is in the PDF. I apologize. But overall, creating the Wander was really rewarding experience. I feel I learned how to blend creativity with technical skills to create a magazine that not only informs but tells a story. It captures a feeling and it inspires young readers to explore the world because that's my target audience. Usually, a lot of people wait till they retire to start traveling, but my audience is more for like younger people to enjoy the little things in life and travel while they can. Um, I this project helped me to like think deeper about the representation for the young people that don't really get to travel. Audience engagement. I try to make sure everything was pretty eye catching and not too informative to the point where it gets boring, but not too silly where it's just storytelling and nothing is true. And the power of visual communication by using well curated pictures that were edited as well. And thank you for listening. This was my critical reflection on my travel magazine.